So we've played some long notes. We've played a tone. And we played the tone with the mouthpiece and barrel. It's a good idea to go through some of those quick warm-ups to get to this point. Now we have our instrument together and know where you're going to put your hands. Very important to be standing. Lots of ideas about that. But if you're quite young and the weight is 600 grams and you're hanging that 600 grams on that thumb in that position, you can get quite a bit of discomfort on that joint. So now I'm going to plug mine into my holder. I recommend at this point you probably have a book to work with, and I like Ruth Bonetti's Enjoy Playing the Clarinet. There's a lot of good things about that book, and I think you should probably go and get yourself a copy. Let's start playing some tones on the clarinet. The first note with all fingers off, which is quite hard to manage if you don't have something else holding the clarinet, is an open G. So a lot of books start with this open G. It's actually much easier, I think, to get to the next couple of notes down, and then you've got something to hold. So you've got your hand holding it here. G, open G, should be not all fingers off. It absolutely is designed on all instruments, French instruments particularly, to have the right hand down. So you've got your thumb there, right hand down, and you're holding the clarinet stable before you play your note. So it's really important that G is not right, but if you don't have this hand, the instrument's just not able to be firmly supported. And that affects embouchure, which affects your tone. So with your right hand down, that's a G. Take your breath, breathe out, let it in, lollipop. Now, do that a few times, but you'll find that this is a little bit more pressure than you're used to from just the mouthpiece with the pitch bends and the mouthpiece and barrel first tone that we did. Each time we add more length, we're getting more resistance to the pipe, but it also makes it sound nicer and nicer. We're getting more and more quality from the tube. From that G, which is the first note that most books will teach you, there is an F, F for thumb, and that's going to be put on with a little bit of overhang, not this, not that, just 1 o'clock. And if I press hard, you can see the part of my thumb touching. Okay, that's so G, F, and then E. Same thing with E. I'm going to press hard so you see which part of my finger is playing the E. So it's not the tip, it's not like that, and it's not to the side. You want to have it nice, just hanging over. I've got fairly small pointy fingers. We are all different, like with our embouchure look. So just the fingers can go down in a very relaxed way and they'll find a way to seal. The more you squeeze, the more you'll leak. and you'll be pulling your fingers onto rings and bumping things. If you just put them down gently and feel the rings under your fingers, you'll be fine. Notice the angle of the fingers. Notice the relaxation of my wrist. So here's a G, right hand down. And then I'm going to put my thumb on. Now, with the right hand down, it makes the note out of tune, which is why any note from the G down, you can't have your right hand down, but you will for other notes. So please practice G with the right hand down. Then see I'm moving from the knuckle joint, not anything like that. Later on, we're going to use that thumb also from a different knuckle joint, but now it's just knuckle joint. And then from that F, no hand down. So this is where it gets wobbly. And I want to use my teeth as my stability, the top teeth, not My fingers are very close. They're not up here, they're not round here, they're not tucking behind to hold it. They're just hovering above. On, not. Knuckle joint, just on, release, not. Just keeping close, almost snuggling onto the keys. Next note should be hovering there, and it's got no ring, so you just want to very gently move on to that. And then this finger is free to do the things it's going to do soon. If my hand's like that, your finger won't be able to reach those things. If your hand's like that, you certainly won't be able to reach those things. So, very important. So I'm a clarinetist, music researcher, did my PhD about 10 years ago into efficient practice. And you can look at my recordings on my homepage, deborah.graaff.com, and you can look me up on LinkedIn, where I have publications of my research.